I'm Dennis Banks. I'm with the American Indian Movement. I'm also on assignment to direct this walk across America, calling attention to drug abuse and domestic violence. And we started out on February 13th at La Jolla near San Diego, and it's a 5.5-month walk. 3,600 miles, and we're on our last 800 miles. So, we're over at where are we at?
You're at the Lower Muskogee Creek Trail.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And we would like to make sure that you know that we appreciate what you do for the Native Americans. And it's very important that we work with our young people for them to understand about drug abuse and domestic violence so that they don't get caught up in it.
It is. It's hurting our nations all across the country.
Yes, it's tearing up communities.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I now know that it's in almost every family, whether it's prescription pills or meth or cocaine, heroin. It's ruining our families, and in ruining families, it's ruining America.
Right. And as you guys go into communities, y'all do little surveys to
Yes.
see how it is in those communities?
We have 500, probably maybe 550 surveys that have been finished now over the last since we left in February. So this is hard data. It is hard, and it reveals what I didn't know, and I didn't suspect that it was going to be this deep. But the addiction is very deep, and the abuse and the violence. There's a lot of violence, not just against father and mother against the father, but also the father and mother against the children.
Yes.
So there's, and that it might, some little minor argument might start it, but then all of a sudden they're all fighting in the family. Now we've heard that story not just once, twice, probably about 30, 40 times we've heard that kind of similar story. So we are holding forums to find this information on, and it is bad.
So whenever you leave here, Whigham, where are you headed then?
We're going to Seminole Territory, and of
Okay.
course I think all of this territory is still Native people.
So when do you expect to be in D.C.?
Well, we'll be there July 15th. We've already got permits to have, we're going to have some teepees up on the mall, big ones, and then we're going to have meetings inside those, the big 30-foot teepees. We're going to have some meetings, so we're going to enjoy the company of some senators and congressmen who are going to come down. They're not in session, but some of them will come down and visit us. So.
Well, I personally want to thank you for the work that you have done over the years to draw attention to misuse of different things for Native American. And you not only work for the Native American, you work for all populations. And I want to thank you very much.
Thank you. As I said earlier, I've been on 7 walks already. This is my 8th walk, but actually connected to almost 22 walks across during sometimes I'll stay for 2 weeks, sometimes a month, sometimes just come speak at them. I've done walk for cancer, diabetes, and I've been doing some walking for Leonard Peltier. So, but as I said, it eventually comes to America all across the board.
That's great.
So, thank you for hosting us.
Thank you for being here with us.
Our sister Felicia, she was so excited. ever since she had talked to our sister, the principal chief here. She was really so excited. She just went from a state of being to a whole different state of being that was, gave her a hope and excitement that I hadn't seen her have. Since we've been on this trip, we started this walk together at the same place, and ever since that, you know, she touched base and made that connection verbally. She looked forward to it. She was ready. And so we were finding out where we were going and everything, and she was ready. She woke up this morning, she's ready to go, and I think she beat us all here. I think she did. I mean, you know, that motivation right there is something that our grandpa was talking about yesterday, about the purpose of this trip, about, you know, our main goals and mission in this. And you know, that's a place that it hit on one of those cylinders right there for her. And she made her dress. When we went to the store to buy dinner, you know, she was just saying, I'm here, you know, I'm here. She said, she was like, I keep catching myself wanting to say back home, and she was like, this is my home, you know. She said, this is my home, and I just felt compelled to hug her. We were in the sugar aisle. And I just hugged her, and she said, oh, you squeezed me. And I thought she was going to say I squeezed her too hard, so I let go, but she said, you squeezed them out of me, and she had tears, and I had tears, you know, and it's just really something very special and powerful, because I know that I know her so well. And I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for holding on. And when we cook this food, we're thinking of those things about the adversities you go through, and about the way that you've been here further east, you've been more subjected to Americanism, being assimilated as a melting pot. And we just want to bless you with mercy and grace to continue what you're doing, and we promise to spiritually be with you and take you with us.
This is Dennis Banks. I am the National Field Director for the American Indian Movement, and I would like to talk to you a little bit about the song, the AIM song, and how it came about. We were in Nebraska, called there to help out the Yellow Thunder family, who said that their son was killed by, they felt he was killed by other people, but the autopsy said that he died of exposure, that he died because he was almost freezing to death, and that he froze to death. So people didn't believe that, because Raymond was born up there in the cold of that winter seasons, and people who are born in the north, they don't go out in t-shirts, and they don't dress that way, the way they found him. And so we had a special pathologist that we hired to come with us to South Dakota and Nebraska, and we had a court order to have Raymond Yellowson be brought back up, and so that a separate autopsy could be conducted. And in the second one, it was revealed that he didn't die of exposure, but that he died of heavy blows to the back of his head by a heavy instrument. And as we found out, it was a tire iron. He was hit on the head multiple times, which caused his brain to bleed and caused his death. So as we were lowering the body back into the grave. A young Cheyenne man a northern Cheyenne man began to sing this song, and we started to kind of hum the song with him as we were filling and burying Raymond back. And we started to really like the song that he was singing. So when we were finished, there were 2,000 people waiting for us at the armory because they wanted to know what was the verdict of the new autopsy. So we went back there, but we were singing on the back of a pickup. It was cold, and we were singing that song. And I told Russell, I said, make sure you get that Cheyenne man's name. And when we got back to the armory, we couldn't find this young man. And it's a mystery because we kept asking on the PA system. But we did announce that Raymond Yellow Thunder did not die of exposure, but that he in fact was beaten to death. So this is the song that young Cheyenne man is singing. So, but I would like to say more too about, are we still on? This singing this song over here in this part of the country reminds me that we should bring not only the spirit of the AIM song here, but the spirit of the movement here. So I would like to hope to leave some sort of request to the local people here to put word here that we'd like to start a AIM chapter here, right here, and help the local people.